Don't get her started. Oh, Lord. Don't get her started.
Wasn't Uncle Jewel a pastor? Was he a preacher?
He was a minister, yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even pastor no church. His brother did.
Oh, okay.
He had two. But Reggie, you should know them.
Well, I know some of it, but it's been so long.
Yeah.
I think I met one of his brothers years and years ago.
But you know, you was a little old boy when they used to come down home.
Yes,
when they
ma'am.
all came out to the house. You know, with you, to come out to visit with us.
Yes, ma'am.
But you was small then.
Yeah, I
Right.
was a little boy then.
Yeah, it was a little bitty boy. But anyway, no, we met. He went to the army, and when he came out, you know how boys come back around to school. That's how I met him. Cause we went to the same high school, but he went to the army. So when he came out there, came back, he might met me. We started talking, you know, and then I came. You know, he came to Chicago after he got to the army. He didn't stay around there.
Okay.
He came to Chicago, and then he. For some reason, he kept writing me. Me and his cousin was, and then we were good friends, and so that's how we really met through each other like that, you know. And he came to Chicago then, because he'd been in Chicago a long time before me and him got married. And so he was established and everything, because he came out the army, he got a good job, he went to the post office. He was the engineer at the post office, so we got married, came to Chicago. I mean, I worked in Montgomery Wars. At that time, he was working in Montgomery Wars at the daytime post office that night.
Oh, okay.
2 jobs. That's the way he did. He's a big
Hard working.
man, good man.
Yeah.
You see, he had me 2 houses built from the ground up.
Oh,
This is
wow.
my second house.
Really?
Yes, second house built from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The way you want it.
So this house was built in '54.
Okay.
And the first house he built was we got married. Wait a minute, how was that? We got married 2 years later, he built me another house. This is not my first one, this is the second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he died with this one. He left in this one.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, that's a long story.
Yeah. So, what are your children? Who are your children?
Who is my children?
Yes, ma'am.
Gregory and Dwayne.
And who's the oldest?
2 boys. Greg is the oldest, and then Dwayne.
Okay.
You know them, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm your cousins, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think you know them.
And where are they now?
Gregory's name was Gregory Bernard Jackson, and Dwayne Stephen.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one Dwayne is the one that has the business. That's what she was talking about. He got a son that got a business. Yeah, but he ain't gonna give me no money. He gonna take care of me. I take care of myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Out of my pension that my husband left for me.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
He can have all the business he want. If you ain't giving me no money, it don't make me no good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for y'all.
Yes, ma'am. And do you have any grandkids at this time?
Greg has one, Chad. You know Chad, don't you?
I've heard of him. I don't know if I've
And
met him.
Dwayne has one. It's a boy apiece.
Okay.
Gregory has son is 28 years old, and Dwayne's a boy just made 8.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 grandboys.
Oh.
2 boys and 2 grandboys. I wish that y'all could see them. I don't know. You might get a chance to see. I'm gonna get on the phone and call Dwayne and tell Reggie's over. He want to see if he can come out here and see.
Well, I'll catch up with him.
You think he will?
Yes, ma'am. So when you were, throughout, I want to say when you were younger, but throughout your life, what were the things that you really enjoyed to do in your life?
One of the things that I really enjoy to do, I like to travel.
Okay.
And what else be like pleasure like that?
Yeah, just anything. The things that you really, if your vacations or your family or cookouts, having people over, whatever it was.
Well,
what did you like?
tell you what, my husband was an entertainer.
Really?
And I had to do a lot of cooking. Because everybody that came over, he thought they were hungry. Ruth fixed them something to eat. Just like you here, Ruth fixed them something to eat. I cooked, I entertained, I did a whole lot of stuff to please my husband. Because cooking is not an easy job.
No.
So I did a lot of things because that's what he liked. But I liked to travel. I went to Hawaii and he had a motorhome. Ray, you should remember that.
I remember.
We had a camper kitchen. We come down. We had a motorhome. We go all everywhere.
Really?
Take Bob, Greg, and Dwayne with us. In motorhome, all down and out east and everywhere.
What was the place that you went that you enjoyed the most of all your travels?
Well, what I enjoyed the most.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. Where did I go? I went to California. I enjoyed that. I went to Hawaii. I loved Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, Hawaii is the place. You can just sit and just look at Hawaii and say, "Oh, I'm in Hawaii." That's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place.
But you know what? I flew out from California, and it's water all the way. That plane was over water all the way Hawaii.
That didn't bother you?
I just sit there and look down at it. All the way to Hawaii. Then when we get to Hawaii, the restaurant that we ate at, we sit right in the restaurant in the morning and look right out there to the water. Right, it's water everywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
In Hawaii. You sit outside and eat breakfast, you looking at water. You ride in the air, you looking at water. All the way from California to Hawaii, you in water. All that plane has to do is make one of the movies. You go. That's the truth. It's the truth. Try it. You'll like it.
Yes, ma'am.
All the way to Hawaii, you going on water from California to Hawaii.
So, what is something that you feel like is really important to you? What are the things that are really important to you or have been important to you in your life?
Family.
Family.
I love my family. Everybody, loved everybody, We just all, Christmas time, we all went home for Christmas. And but Mama and Daddy was living, we all show up at Christmas time. Christmas time was really our biggest time together.
Really?
You was a little boy.
Yeah. So all of you would come back home for Christmas, your siblings?
We went down south.
Okay.
Come down Mama and Daddy's house for Christmas. Reggie, you was there.
I was small though.
Yeah, but you a little boy. Running around and want me to cook your rabbits. I never forget that. You sure did. I don't know, hit you now. Wanted me to fry them rabbits. But I went hunting and brought the rabbits back in there. Can you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
I used to fix them rabbits and Mama's leg to skinny. For you. I said, this boy, I don't know why I was thinking about that. And when you told me, Reggie, I thought about the rabbits you used to go out and hunt and bring it in for me to cook.
Yes, ma'am.
But those were the good old days, though. Yeah. And Betty, she fussed the whole time we was there. Saying something. Daddy said, Betty, hurts fussing. Stop fussing. Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun at Christmas time. Mama baked them cakes and them pies. And Reggie really ran over there. He would come over there to the house and eat. Can you remember Reggie?
Yes, ma'am. I remember Grandma used to make those jelly cakes and those, and those tea cakes.
Yes, Lord. Those big old molasses tea cakes.
Yes, ma'am.
And she could make some big fluffy biscuits and
yes, ma'am.
Oil and eggs and bacon and fat back and ham and sausage. Can you remember?
I remember.
She sure did.
She is still, in my opinion, the best cook. She is still the best cook in the family.
She was. She was a good cook.
Nobody's come close to her cooking.
Mama could make blackberry pies and all the peach pies, peach cobblers, and make chocolate cakes and jelly cakes. You name it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she sure could. Yeah, the old lady used to put some food together, dress it and bake chickens and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she puts the food together. Your mama could cook too.
Yeah, she can, but grandma.
But not like that.
No.
Nobody can be cold collar.
Nobody. So, what advice, would you have to younger generations? What advice would you leave to younger people today? about life or
Well,
anything?
I would tell any young person to keep up with the family. Keep close to the family. Because when the young people nowadays get out from the family, they go wild. They don't have no guidelines.
Yes, ma'am.
But see, my boys, Gregory and Dwayne, when they left from that, Gregory lived in California. And I don't know if he gonna get here before you all leave, because he said he was gonna come back and visit me. But anyway, they know what route to stay on, because that's what we put them on, a good route.
Yes, ma'am.
But sometimes the kids will swear away, But Dwayne, he always kind of plays close to us. But Greg, he wanted to get a venture out, so he went to California.
Okay.
That's where he met his wife. He got married. He has a son.
Mm-hmm.
And he does well for himself. He's got a good job and everything. And his son, Chad was here last week. And he working at the airport out there.
Okay.
The big airport that I fly into when I go out there.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
where he works.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
he's a what you call it, engineer, not an engineer, he's the manager
Yes, ma'am.
of the airport.
Really?
Yeah. Smart guy. Smart. He's smart. Yeah. So all that pictures and everything down there, y'all get a chance to see him before he leave. But he is a smart dude though. He told me he's be here to see me again next month. He flies to see me, go and see a while, he come back and see me again, go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So all my boys, the grands and the old ones, they're pretty good boys.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lot to go by, Reggie.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You have a lot of good people behind you.
Yes, ma'am. We got some good people in the family, and it's the roots are pretty good.
Yeah. You got some good roots.
Yes, ma'am.
And they rooted and grounded. They ain't just one of them fly by nights.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. LC, you know LC did.
I remember.
That he was crazy.
I won't say he was crazy, but
he was crazy.
But he enjoyed his life. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, he was something else too. You hear me?
Yeah. He lived in Chicago for a number of years, right?
And Joe Lewis today, he was a pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
He was a pastor for a while. Yeah, he had a church and everything. But you know Sonia and Benji. No, you know Sonia and Benji.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's Uncle Joe Lewis's dog.
Yeah, they were down there not too long ago in Mississippi. Yeah. Yeah, so we all winded up in Chicago and in California, wherever, But see, I like Chicago because of the church and everything. My husband was established here. So his brother was a pastor. But his brother is the pastor of the church that I go to now.
Oh.
He passed on, but his daughter has got the church now.
Okay.
He made her pastor before he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the cold weather never bothered you too much up here in Chicago?
See, because I came and I'm tempered now. I mean, when it gets 40 below zero, I'm tempered. My body is tempered to the cold weather around me. Because I know what to do. I know how to put me on some clothes to stay warm.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't go out here just flop around when I know it's 8 degrees. Like it's 8 degrees outside when it's zero.
Yes, ma'am.
It gets some cold weather here, Reggie.
Yes, ma'am.
It gets cold here.
Yeah.
So if you don't have all your clothes, don't come here. In the wintertime, you got to have some clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I enjoy Chicago, though. It's a lot of people that we would, it was like when we first came, it was like a place where you could find a good church, and it's still like that, a good church, and that's what we was into. My husband, he was always into the church going and ministry, so we just took Chicago for our home.
Okay.
And I've been here so long now, like Mississippi is not my home now. It's Chicago. Somebody asked me, where's your house in Chicago? I always said Mississippi. I said Chicago. It's my home. And I've been here long. I've been I was in Mississippi.
You've been here, what, 70 years now?
Yes,
so.
Lord. Been here all my life.
Yeah.
I left there when I was 18 years old. Now I'm 70 something now. Are you kidding me? This is home.
Yeah. So was there anything about Mississippi though that you kind of missed when you moved here?
Oh, not really. Because I could get everything here. Really, as far as the weather, when the weather gets warm, I enjoy it like I did in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And when it get cold, I know it didn't get as cold in Mississippi as it does here. Mm-hmm. But I just, the season like fall, winter, I just take it as they come. Mm-hmm. I know it's not as hot and cold in Mississippi as it is here in the wintertime.
Yes, ma'am.
I know it's not hot here as it is in the summertime. It don't get hot in Chicago like it do that in Mississippi.
Yes.
You know, it get hot, but not hot.
Yes,
so hot you can't hardly breathe. Down there sometimes it gets so hot you couldn't hardly breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there anything that you were glad to get away from when you left Mississippi?
All that cotton picking and all that corn pulling, all that potato digging. Oh, yes. I said, thank God for Jesus, I'm leaving here. I'm getting away from here. And then, and packing water. Before Daddy had a well, we used to have to pack water all over from Uncle Samuel's house up to where we live. Mm. In some gallon jugs, packing water.
So it was kind of a hard life, huh?
We had a hard life. We had a hard life. We went bare feet. We'd be glad when summer comes so we could put off our shoes because we didn't have good shoes, so our feet would stay warm.
Wow.
We walk in the hot dust, and sometimes it would be burning our feet. Hot dust. We came up, especially me, Elsie, Eloise, and Jonas. We came up kind of like it was hard time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we did a lot of work. We had to pick cotton, pull corn, pick the peanuts, pick up sweet potatoes. We would do all that kind of work.
And y'all had farm animals and stuffed chickens and pigs and cows and stuff?
We done some of all of it. We killed the hogs. They helped with killing the hogs. We picked the chickens. We killed the chicken. We got the eggs. We done all that kind of stuff right here. The chickens would lay eggs. Hatch the baby. Mm-hmm. We would go in the smokehouse to get the eggs off of the shelf and bring them to Mama. Or either the hens would make their nests outside and lay the eggs. We had to get the eggs and bring them out. We did some stuff now. We done some stuff. Y'all ain't doing nothing about that.
So I imagine in your youth you probably didn't have an indoor bathroom. You had
indeed, we had to go out to the outdoor toilet. No. I remember at nighttime, we had to go to the bathroom, outdoor toilet. Go in the toilet. And then you use the toilet and come out and close that door. But no indoors flushing or nothing like that. It was just to use the toilet.
Oh, man.
One of the most smelly kind.
Yeah, I can imagine the summers were rough there, So.
When we got a bathroom, we was living our lives there. Mama just hit the first bathroom, we was living our lives there. Like a Riley. In the bathroom, we go to the first toilet. Oh boy. We used to go to the outside toilet. And they were dirty.
Wow.
Yeah. But my dad always had a kind of nice because he kept it full of water and stuff where it, But it was still outside.
Yes, ma'am.
It wasn't inside. No bath and no sun.
So when you moved up here to Chicago, I imagine, did you ever have any like vegetables or anything like that, or you just say I'm not planting anything in up here?
I tell you what, you see that fence out there? My husband used to have a garden out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, with collards and you name it. Butter beans and okra, all that. You see, in the two fences. This one on the inside was his.
Mm-hmm.
He put the fence out to go. He used to love to do gardening stuff.
Oh, okay.
He raised a lot of food that I cooked here in his house. A lot of food. I go out there and pick beans and peas out of that while I was at home.
Hmm.
He liked it, that kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. We used to have a summer resort, and we used to go up to Woodhaven's Lake, and that's what my husband had, a resort. We had a resort, and he would go up there. He had like a little field, like he planted all his little stuff up there. And I said, you got to go out there. That's why he would go up there and farm up there and bring stuff home. He was. I'd cook it up there. We had a trailer, a 28-foot shelter trailer on that lot where we had up there. I would go in there and cook, like I'm cooking on that stove over there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a zinc in there where I washed my dishes and everything. Bathroom and everything. Bed and everything where we sleep. It was a summer resort.
So you did have a little bit of the country up here.
Oh yeah, we still had a little bit going.
Yes, ma'am.
My husband was real country. He was real country. You see that shed house out there? Mm-hmm. That's where he kept all of his hoes and tools in that little shed house. He had that built so he could have somewhere to put his tools and his lawnmower and all this stuff. Cause we had a lawnmower from around here. You know? Yeah. We still live like we kind of lived in the country. You see where we live, don't you?
Yes,
See, when we first moved out here, all that, where that nurse home, that was fields.
Really?
That was fields. See that field coming out? All that was fields when we first moved out here. We bought this house, it was field. But we got bought the land, so we had the house built on land. But the nursing home over there, it was fields on it. Right over there. It was nothing but fields. Corn, beans. All that kind of stuff. That's what they raised out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is like the suburban town, Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of times you come out, you don't hear too much sound, but they used to be out here plowing, hit the tractors going over there like I don't know what. But now since they got the nursing home over there, they don't do too much farming out here now. They did a lot of farming out here, because see, this was like suburban of Chicago. Yeah. And they said the suburb, and this is it.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Did you always live in the suburbs in your first house, or did you?
In the city.
Yes, ma'am.
My first house was in the city. Yeah. This is the second one. So we wanted to, my husband always wanted the suburbs. If he built a house, he wanted the suburbs. Because the city, like, too many people. You know, somebody living next door, he didn't like to live that close to nobody.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so he bought him a house with a lot of space so he could build it out. You know, so he did both of them. Yeah. They don't live in no apartment. Because they can get robbed in those apartments. Just upstairs, somebody upstairs over you at night, they get to dance, doing whatever, playing their music. That's hard.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
lived in apartments too. We learned some all of it. Yeah. The good and the bad.
So, at 91, you know, obviously you've had a full life. At 91, you've had a full life.
I had a full life.
You know.
Yeah, I enjoyed life. I enjoyed cooking. I enjoyed traveling. I enjoyed. We and my husband, we traveled. We did some stuff. You know, we didn't just get somewhere and sit down. Cause we were young. You know, when you 17, 18, 19, 20, when you get to 25, 27, 28, like that, we still young, so
Yes,
we
ma'am.
travel. Yeah, took the boys with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Greg and Dwayne. They been to Disney World, took them down to Disney World in their motorhome. I hook up the motorhome and I cook in that breakfast and we slept in there, eat, and did that thing. Then went up to the place where we would go let you ride. We tell them what we was and what we be. We go and sit down and rest and let them ride those wild rides. They had some wild rides in Disney World. I'm telling you, you ever been on there?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
It's crazy down there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they been all up in there. They had a good life too, cause they were with us everywhere we went. Yeah, those are the good old days. They gone. My husband, he worked to make sure we had the necessities, He worked hard.
For those in the family that may not know, what can you tell us about your parents, Milton and Cora Carter?
Hi.
How would you describe your parents?
Mama and Daddy was good parents. They taught us a lot of things. How to survive. They taught us to work for what we wanted to get, You have to work. They taught us to go to school to get an education. That's the one thing. My mother, she was more on that than my daddy was. She always felt that education was a necessity. And she did. She made sure you go to school. But Daddy was so, he wants you to hurry up and get out of school so you can go to the field and help him do some work. But Mama wasn't like that. She kind of wanted us to go to school.
Okay.
So we all went. We all graduated from the 12th grade. Somebody who went to college, I think Elsie went to Alco College after he got out the Army. But I graduated from high school and I got married.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, came to Chicago. My husband, he went to the Army, and when he came out, and we got married, he was already, when he came out the Army, and came straight on to Chicago. He didn't go back home. So that's how he got a station here, and we got married in '54.
And so you were, about 21 when you got married?
18.
18?
18.
Oh, okay. And I know, which was a little bit older than Grandma and Granddad. I think they were.
Oh my goodness.
13
Mama
to 15.
and Dad was 13 years old. That was a shame. Ain't no way in the world I would have got married when I was 13. Because I wouldn't even know,
Yeah.
Mama and Daddy Mama said they went from school down to the courthouse in Beaver and got married when they were 13 years old. Now, I don't see how they did. Sipped off from school and went down there and got married. 13 years old.
So did their parents know that they were getting married?
No.
Oh.
And see, at that time, you could go in the courthouse and get married. Just go down there to the courthouse and tell those judges that they want to get married, and they married you.
I never knew that.
Ain't no way. I wouldn't even know nothing about no marriage when I was 13 years old. And Mama and Daddy was young.
Yeah.
12 and 13 years old. What did they know?
So do you know if did he have his own place, or were they still staying with his parents?
They were staying, Mama Lynn, I think Mama and Daddy stayed with Daddy's father.
Okay.
Because his daddy's father and his wife was together, so he had got married again. And so Daddy and his wife stayed with Papa Jake and his wife.
Okay.
Yeah. They were little old kids. Little old kids. 13.
Yeah, well, Granddaddy was only about 4'10" anyway, so I can only imagine at 15 or 13 that he was as a little boy.
They were little boys and little girls. Both of them. Yeah. They were little.
Huh.
Mama talked about it too. She said we went to stay with Papa Jake, because that's what she called. Daddy's father was Papa Jake. And so that's who they stayed when they got married. And when they left there, they I don't know if you heard them talk about Miss Alice Road, this white lady. They went to her farm and they was like little boy and little girl. Young. They were still young.
So where did Papa Jake live?
Huh?
Where did Papa Jake live? Where was he?
I think he lived across the river where Grandpa lived. Did you ever know what Grandpa Rucker lived across there?
No, ma'am.
Child, they lived across that water. You had to get off, wait that river to get across on the other side. You didn't know they ran?
No, ma'am. I never heard that.
Well, that's where they lived, across that river. Now, you know where that river going across at the view?
Yes,
That's the river we used to have to cross to go to Grandpa's house.
Oh, the Homachita River.
Homachita River.
So there wasn't a bridge there at that time?
Huh?
There was no bridge?
Well, yeah, it was a bridge there, But what we went across, and Grandpa's was way down.
Okay.
See, the river run way down, so it was a little low place they had built for you to go across there. Go across there. You just couldn't get in there and go across there. You had to have a little something to go by.
Oh, okay.
And sometime we would go down there and go across, get ready to go across into Grandpa's house. It would be so dark, we'd be scared to get in that water. But they had this little road map there that you get out. They had the stuff fixed where you know how to walk across there. To go to Grandpa's house, because he lives on the other side of the river.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother, you know what I'm at?
No, ma'am.
Don't you ain't missing nothing. You ain't missed a thing.
Well.
But that's how we used to. They didn't have no other way to get over there but to go across that river.
Wow.
And when you go on the view, that river that runs north and south, that's the one. That's the river we went by. That's the one we went. Oh, the one that go this way.
Yes, ma'am.
Grandpa lived there this way,
Mm-hmm.
and the river went this way and that way. Sure did. We used to go to school on the school bus every morning. We went across that river bridge.
Really?
Yeah, when we was going from where I lived in the country, going to Beaver School on the school bus, we would cross that bridge every day. The one going towards Beaver.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to deal with racism when
Yes, they had plenty of that down there. Yes, they had plenty of that.
Was it in the neighborhood or mostly around, like, in the town areas?
Well, white people as a whole was racist everywhere, but Mississippi was they were really racist in some areas. But Mama and Daddy had a lot of white people that loved them, and they didn't bother us.
Oh, okay.
You didn't leave Milton in the court alone. Miss Adams, I don't know if you ever heard of her or not, but they said they better leave Milton in the court alone because that Mama and Daddy stayed at her place and everything. I had went when I was a little girl and spent the night with her at her house. Miss Adams Road, she's a white lady. She didn't want nobody messing with Cole and Milton. And she would, you better leave them alone. That's what she said, because Mama and Daddy was nice to her, and they helped to take care of her, they do things for her, you know. And so Daddy them stayed with her for some years in her little house there where me and Elsie was born over there. Before he moved over there at about Uncle Sammy there. It's a long story, Reggie.
It is.
Yeah, it's a long story.
A lot of information.
We come from a long way back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I remember we used to walk miles and miles and miles, and we were little kids, little bitty kids, and we'd go across those fields early in the morning to go to Miss Anderson Road.